Welcome to the Wonder Boldly podcast, hosted by yours truly, Christine. I am going to encourage and motivate you to take action towards your big goals. I'm going to teach you everything I've learned from building a very successful 25-year career, coaching people, and starting my own online business. I am going to give you so many action items you are going to be able to wonder boldly. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Wonder Boldly. Today I have with me Tara Leson, who we met in a mastermind, and as part of the Wonder Boldly show, as you know, I like to promote other small business owners, other women out there looking to achieve more purpose. Maybe they have big goals, maybe they have their own business, as you know. And I reached out, I think in our mastermind, I forget because you know how those things go, but I think it was in the mastermind. I said, if anyone wanted to come on the podcast, and you know, I love action takers. That's what Wonder Boldly is all about. And she raised her hand and said, I'll be on. So I am so excited to welcome her, I'm looking at her right now. Audience, you don't know that, but we are on Zoom right now. So excited to welcome you to the show. Tell the audience about who you are and what you're currently working on.
Yes, for sure. Well, thank you so much for having me on. I super appreciate that. So my name's Tara Leson, and I am a strategy and planning consultant. So what I do is I really help you look at the big vision of your business, and then we break that down into a plan for you to get there and align the strategy with that plan so that you can actually achieve your big goals. That's kind of, what I do. And I work with small business owners to do that and really create a solid plan for them to achieve their big vision.
I love that. So the audience knows I'm a huge planner. I talk a lot about planning. So tell us a little bit about when you say, because I have my own interpretation, right? A big goal, and we're going to break it down. We're going to have milestones and a roadmap and all the things. So tell us a little bit about, if you want to give us an example or what that entails when you say we're going to take your goal, break it down, and put a strategy together.
For sure. So it's looking at, whether that's an income goal, an impact goal in terms of like how many people you want in your X program. Usually it's an income goal because that's, what we're all shooting for is to make money in our business. And we have that income goal for the year kind of thing. But I find that a lot of people have this goal and they are solely working towards the big yearly goal. And it would be so much more effective if you break that down and work at it in chunks and actually have a plan on how you are going to get there, because putting it out there is all good and fine, but how are you actually taking action to get there? So it's about breaking it down into what do you need to make this quarter in order to hit that goal at the end of the year, and then breaking it down further into what do you need to do this month in order to move you forward to hit that quarterly goal, and what are the specific tasks you need to be focusing on to make sure that you are bringing people in, that you are getting seen, your messaging is good, all of those strategy pieces that need to happen in order for you to actually make those income goals. So that's really what we do.
So a couple of questions, really a lot of questions, but I'll try to stay focused. Okay. What about mindset, right? So when you work with your clients, I'm sure, I know I do, you run into the mindset things. Can you tell us a little bit about how you work with your clients around mindset?
Definitely. So, and that is another piece of this. It's not just we kind of chatted about this a bit before, but the masculine energy, it is also definitely, working on that mindset around different pieces, like, showing up online and building a business that actually supports your life outside of it, things like that, and feeling good about showing up for your business. We talk about all of these things. And I actually have a degree in psychology as well as nursing. So I have I have taken so many courses in relation to, working on mindset, different counseling things, and not that I am a counselor, but I have taken courses in this, and I really, feel like that is a big part that goes along with it, because if you only have the plan, it's hard to show up for that sometimes. So you really have to work those two pieces together.
What do you find is the most challenging mindset for people?
That's a good question. I think that it's sometimes even just getting them to the point of realizing that, building the plan is going to be in their best interest. It's not going to be, taking a bunch of time away from their day, or um, taking a bunch of time away from what they should be working on, because I think a lot of people get into the mindset of like, I just need to do I just need to do something. I just need to be doing the business things. But if you don't have the plan in order to figure out what you need to do and the specific things that are going to make the most impact, you're still just throwing things out there and who knows what's going to work, right? So I think it's partly that. And then also getting around the idea of showing up in your business and what that needs to look like. Because I think that there's a lot of pressure online from like, you have to show up every day or you're not consistent, or you have to show up in this specific way or you're not going to get clients, because we see all of these people online right now that are doing different things and like the big business coaches essentially. And we think that, if I don't show up in that way, I'm not going to be successful. But it's really learning the way that is good for you and is going to be most effective for you to show up for the people that you want to serve.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I really want to highlight the psychology of this when we look at things from that perspective among, putting everything's a picture, putting the whole picture together. But I really have found and believe that understanding human psychology is so important. It's so important in every aspect of your life. And if I just may, for this show, say specifically in regards to meeting a goal, facing something that you are striving for, understanding human psychology and understanding how your emotions and your environment really affect how you move forward it's super helpful.
Oh, hugely. And I think having both degrees has really allows me to see things through a different lens, because I do look at things from a psychological standpoint. Like I really analyze things that way. And I'm always, thinking of what is the impact of, different things going on in your life, like you said, in terms of being able to reach your goals and being able to be effective in showing up. And, you have to take in that whole picture and know, when to push someone, when to pull back, what drives them, just so many different things. And I think it's been really, really helpful. And it's really helped me in my business working with clients for sure.
One of the best things that I heard from a mentor a few years back when I was becoming a life coach was because I have such masculine energy and I'm such an action taker, that I would struggle with my clients, because I would be like, you can do this. And, like all the things, and let's let's do it. All that to say is sometimes it's something about the person that is speaking into you. Sometimes it's about the timing. You're not ready to hear it. So it can all be the same message, but is it the right time, the right way I shouldn't say that. Is it timing? Is it the way it's being said? Is it just in that moment, I am ready? All of those things are huge factors.
Yeah. And actually, it's interesting because I see that play out. I still work casually as a nurse, and I see that play out all the time with my patients and their families and stuff, and the way that different people talk to them. And, it's just having that different approach. And I find that it's funny because so much of the time I work in the ICU, and I will get patients patient assignments with difficult families because they know that I can handle it and they know that I can come in and build that rapport and talk to them in a certain way and really like watch their cues and see, how do I need to address them? How do I need to address this issue? What's going to be the best way to talk to them about this, and when is going to be, the best way. So I totally understand that. And I can, really relate to that.
And so, as an outsider looking in and having this chat with you, for me, that seems like a superpower for you in this aspect of working with people on their goals.
Mm-hmm.
And that is like huge. So being able to really align and know the person, the human that you're dealing
Mm-hmm.
with, and because everybody is different, having that superpower that you have to help people reach their goals, to me seems like that's why people would want to work with
Mm-hmm.
you. Do you find that to be
Yeah,
true?
I do definitely find that to be true because I'm able to meet someone where they're at and actually look at like their individual goals and not, I think sometimes in the coaching space, we look at things from, okay, so this is how I did it, so now everyone has to do it that way. But it's really meeting the person where they're at, seeing what they want to do and creating a plan that's specific to them to help them reach their goals in a way that feels good for them, because it's going to be different for all of us and it never has to look the same.
Right, right. So tell us, how do you work with clients? Like, do you have a program? Do you work one-on-one? Tell us a little bit about that.
So I really enjoy working one-on-one because I like to dive deep into their business with them and really figure out, what they are looking for, how this is going to work, and create the most effective plan to get there. And I think working one-on-one is really the best way to do it. So I work with people through private mentorship and really work closely and have, calls every week and Voxer support, all of that. And then I also have a 4-week intensive that we have calls together every week. That one's more to work on, a specific thing. So let's say you want to build out your signature program. The 4-week intensive would be really good for that. And we focus on doing that and creating a plan for you with all of the strategy, like your visibility plan, to get you more brand awareness, your messaging, exactly what's going into the offer, the pricing, like all of those things. It's really specific to that. And then something that I'm also doing right now is offering free 45-minute strategy consultations where, we can talk about what kind of plan you need to put in place in order to reach your big business vision and really get some. I also really like actually talk to the people about, specific tasks that they can start doing immediately after the call. This is not like a fluff or filler, whatever thing. It's, actually building a plan to get your business moving.
I love it. And that leads us nicely into, as I ask every guest on the Wonder Boldly show, what are some action steps? And we don't like a lot here, so just a couple. What are a couple of action steps, or even one action step, that you want the audience to take away from this conversation to help them as they strive for more?
So what I would say, something to look at is really, I guess, looking at your month, okay, and seeing what targets and tasks you need to hit within a month. I have 2 whiteboards and I write down, what is going to give me brand awareness and visibility? What is going on with my messaging? What do I need to clear up? And, really make it so that people really understand what I'm doing right now. Your offers and programs. What are you selling this month? How many spots do you want to sell in them? And what are you doing to promote it? And then connection and community building, because that's a huge one. It's lead gen, but I don't like to call it lead gen. I like to call it connection. So how many connections are you making with people, and where are you making them? What platforms? So those are the things that I would look at in your month, because that will really help you move your business forward.
I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for raising your hand to say, I'll come on. I really appreciate it. Tell us how we can find you and follow along.
Definitely. So you can find me on Instagram at Tara.Leson. And I also have a podcast called The Business Renegades. So you can come listen to that podcast as well. And we talk about doing business differently.
Tell us a little bit about that. So that's new. Tell us all the things.
Yes. So that I do with one of my business besties, Maria. So we chat about different, I guess, hot topics within the coaching industry and really look at how you can do business differently, because there's so many, misconceptions out there. And there's a lot of honestly shady business practices going on right now. And so we break those down, we discuss it, and we talk about how you can do it differently to really be, serving people in integrity and making sure that you are actually, using real business practices and not some of the stuff that's out there. So we do that. We have different guests on to give you their tips. It's a good time.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I'll put the links in for sure.
Awesome.
Thank you so much again for your time. This has been so fun, and it's been fun getting to know you better.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed it, it would mean the world to me if you'd leave a 5-star review so that I can get this message out to more people. And until next time, continue to wonder boldly.